Welcome to the Oracles. We are back once again with an exciting episode. Unfortunately, tonight, the superstar Oracle Zima Zibugo is not able to join us. Hopefully, she'll be able to join us a bit later on. But anyway, this week we have someone you might or might not know. If you're a fan of house music, then chances are you have heard her voice before. This young lady was born and raised in Hazyview. She started singing at 8 years old when she joined a school choir. Thanks to a crush she had on a boy when she was 16, she developed a love for house music. This lady is an incredible vocalist and songwriter, and she is, without a doubt, on the path to greatness. She has so far worked with South African musicians such as the likes of The Couple, Dark, Nialo, Sir Marcus, and Ras Bafui. Internationally, she has worked with Doug Gomez, Native P, Saint Evo, and Charlie. And that's not even the end of the list. Ladies and gentlemen, today the Oracles are proud to present to you a superstar in the making, a super talent, soon to be internationally acclaimed musician. If you were to ask anyone from Ganduzweni about her, they'll tell you that her name is Future Mukwena, but we know her as Nuzu Deep. Nuzu, how are you?
So I can make it my morning alarm because wow,
Yeah.
I am good. I'm good. How are you?
uh, uh,
It's an honor. Yeah.
yeah, I think I missed the first part a little bit. I just caught the alarm part. I think it might be network or whatever. Get to go back there a little bit.
I was saying I need to record this whole intro so that it
Oh,
can wake me up in the morning.
yeah.
So, I
All
have
right.
all yeah,
Yeah.
that was one kind of an intro. Yeah.
No, I'm glad you loved it. I'm glad you loved it. Yeah, Nuzu,
From
I'm usually very curious about stage names, and I like to find the correlation between the stage name, the real name, and your craft. But yours are almost impossible to put together. Where does the
uh,
name Nuzu Deep come from?
okay, so Nuzu is my nickname I was given by my grandmother. It doesn't really have a meaning. It was just
Yeah.
like it's just one of those no no na na, that was given to me by my
Okay.
grandmother. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the deep part is just me being, I'd say not shallow, obviously. And
Yeah.
always looking for deeper meaning of things. And I was like, okay. Somebody actually said that he was kind of like, you were kind of deep. And I'm like, okay, I'm taking
Yeah.
it. Plus, most people think the deep comes from the music, the
So,
genre, deep
yeah.
house. So I felt like it was like perfect. Yeah,
You thought it was a perfect what?
yeah, I felt like deep house, right? Deep house,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
and I'm doing music, but also I had my own dip. I had my own reason why I used the word dip, but then either way, whoever is gonna assume the dip is for is gonna like nail it. So yeah,
yeah.
it was like the perfect ending, the perfect surname for Nuzu. So I liked it
All
a
right.
lot.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
awesome. So I
yeah.
understand also that at some point you wanted to become a pilot. Why a pilot specifically?
Man, so when I was growing up, I thought I was gonna be a firefighter. Changed my
Yeah,
mind, and I thought I was gonna be a private detective. Changed my mind. I think I was in grade. I think I was in grade 10. No, no, I was in grade 5, if not 6. Sorry.
yeah.
Um, it was my first time ever at my grandmother's place where we got to watch movies. We got like a TV for the very first time.
Yeah.
And then there was this crazy movie about an aircraft being hijacked, and I was very fascinated. So that was me saying I kind of want to be a pilot, because everything around that movie was evolving around the pilot. So I thought that was amazing, and it grew on me, and I started being interested in aircraft. And I thought it was actually, my family thought it was just a phase, but
Yeah.
I was in grade 12 when they asked me again, so what are you going to do next year? And I'm like, I want to go to aviation school. And they do want to be a pilot, and it's actually the reason why I started singing, because I did go to aviation school. I
Yeah.
didn't get to finish because it's so expensive, and that's actually the reason behind me being a recording artist, because I've been singing. I've been singing at home. I'm always making noise, and they're tired of me. But then when I had to stop going to school, I had to look for ways that can actually help me to be able to go back to school. So
Yeah.
yeah, the music was born because of my first love, which is being a pilot.
Okay. No, that's
Yeah.
great. But do you think you'll go back to getting a pilot's license at some point?
Said to myself, I feel like it's one of those things, even if it's not going to be a career anymore because I am getting older,
Yeah.
maybe a hobby. Yeah, but it has to happen. It has to happen, definitely.
Yeah, no, I hope it does. I think you'd be maybe one of the you might be the only musician in South Africa with a pilot's license. So I hope that you get to do it.
Actually, there's another one. There's actually a whole lot of them.
Is
They're
it?
just doing it as a hobby also. Yeah, there's Raps Vafui.
Yeah.
Um, he yeah, I don't think he has his license yet, but I think he's working towards that because he often posts snippets and of him, still learning flying
Yeah.
or getting his hours. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure, but yeah, there's a number of pilots in our music industry, and I kind of like that a lot.
All right, no, that's awesome then. That's great.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the guy that got you to start listening to house music, do you still remember him? And are you grateful that you were actually able to beat him?
Yeah, man. That guy. We actually share the same birthday, 29 March.
Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't date or anything. We became pretty close friends though.
Okay.
We met at a very young age, and then we kind of drift. And then when I started music again, got close again. We even did, different events together. He's great. He's a DJ.
Okay.
So yeah, he's a DJ. So when I met him the first time, I had no clue about house music. That is all he kept talking about. And I was like, what is this house music he keeps talking about? And I can't even, join the conversation.
Yeah.
Let me go and start digging. Fortunately, my older brother is a music fanatic. So my taste in music also has to do with my older brother because he plays really good music.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter which genre. As long as he plays music, it's gonna be good. So he helped a lot. He doesn't know that though. Never told him.
Yeah.
Never will. Yeah.
So I mean, South Africa is basically it is called a house nation.
Yeah.
House music is maybe the biggest genre in South Africa. So if you didn't know about house music or didn't listen to house music back then, growing up, what music did you listen to at home?
Well, I have a sister, and like well, in English we say cousins, but in our
Yeah,
language it's sister,
yeah,
because my our dads are, that women can sing and should always be singing gospel, always be singing gospel, and I would try very much to imitate her. I
yeah,
think that's how I was able to actually start, or rather, that's my journey of knowing how to sing, because I kept trying to imitate her. Her voice is big and very like it vibrates a lot, so I
yeah,
tried to imitate her. So I'd listen to a lot of um gospel music. I'd sing at school, assembles, at church. I think I don't even want to lie. I think the only reason I went to church was the singing part. Anything else was just, there because it's there. I can't
Yeah.
just go to church and sing and then go home. You get it.
Yeah.
And then there was choral music at school. I, being in a choir from grade 8 until I was in grade 10, if I'm not 10, sorry. I keep saying 10, grade 5. Grade
Yeah.
5, where, because I'm a big girl. I'm a big girl. So our choir was for the juniors, and I look
Yeah.
pretty older, and they had to kick me out because other schools would have assumed they use an older person. That was
Yeah.
painful. That was my first heartbreak, by
Yeah,
the way.
I imagine it must have really hurt hearing that.
It was. It's very,
Yeah.
it was painful, but I think they tried to make it better when they would say, "Come along when we're going for the trips,
Yeah.
for the with the competitions." They'll say, "Take along." I think, yeah, I think it was kind of okay then, because there's nothing we can do about my height, but I can get to be part of the trip, part of
Yeah.
the group. Yeah, so it was great. It was great.
Yeah, that's very, very interesting. So now I want us to go back to like 2002 or 2003, when you actually first started singing. I want to properly understand what exactly made you join the school choir, and when did you discover that you can actually sing better than most of your peers?
Okay, so when I was young, I don't think I knew I can sing. So
Yeah,
what happened was, um, it wasn't even a choice. It was was it grade 1, grade 2, somewhere there. I don't remember well.
yeah,
Our class had to they had to combine both classes because we had like two grade grade 2s.
yeah.
So it was a must. You had to be part of the choir.
Uh, okay.
Yeah, so that was great. But I think I started falling in love with choral when I was in grade 3. That is one, ne? Standard
Yeah, standard
one.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was, um, there were different teachers in our school, and then my favorite teacher started a choir. She wasn't that good, so
Yeah.
she would want some help from another teacher. Um, and then she came and taught us how to sing. See how some people, when they're singing, like their voices is all over the place.
Yeah.
So that teacher came and taught us how to actually sing and avoid sounding like that. And that's actually when I started falling in love with singing, especially choral. If you ask me earlier in life what you wanted to, if I knew that I was going to be a singer, and you
Yeah.
ask me what is it that you want to say, I'd say opera. Because I love that. I
Yeah.
remember one time I'd listen to this show, Imizu Lily, and my brother would be amazed. Why are you even watching that? It's so boring. And I'm like, I love it so much.
I
They
actually
couldn't
hated.
get it.
Yeah, I actually hated him Really because it basically signaled that it's the end of the weekend. I remember it was on Sundays at around 6 or 6:30. So once
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
starts, you know that the weekend is over.
The weekend is over.
Yeah. So when you go into going further
Yeah,
into your music with your writing,
yeah.
when did you write your first song, and do you remember what it said?
Oh man, my first song is called In the Dark, right?
Yeah.
It happened in studio. I don't write, by the way. I don't know how to. I don't know how to prepare for a song. I hear the
Okay.
beat and go straight to it. So my first time in studio was the day In the Dark was born. The song is about, because it took me a long time to finally decide. I think I'm just gonna make peace with not becoming a pilot.
Yeah.
At anytime soon. Anytime soon. So it was sad. I don't even want to lie. That was heartbreaking. I'm still sad about that even today.
Yeah.
You understand? I was in a very dark place. So my first song was just me expressing that. And the music gave me so much hope. It gave me, I thought it was going to be a quick thing. Oh, I'm going to go to the studio, record, and this is going to happen, and I'm going to start getting money, having,
Yeah.
no insight.
Yeah.
So in the dark, so the song says, I've been waiting in the dark. In the dark is where I was just, I had no hope anymore. It's not going to happen. I'm so sad. That's me
Yeah.
being in the dark. I was waiting for someone to come to say, come, let me help you be a pilot, which it never happened. But then I realized, okay, I have to take myself out of this place. And that's where the music comes in. That's me, taking myself out of the dark place, giving myself hope again. So when I
Yeah.
was in studio, I just had to say that out loud because I've been thinking about it and it's happening. It's my first time in studio and I'm gonna create this song. And we created that song. I love it even now when I feel like, okay, now I am out of place. I feel like I'm out of place. I listen to that song
Yeah.
because I get to remember that, it may seem like it's dead end, but girl, you got this. You can you
Yeah.
can you can get out of that place if you want to, unless you want to mop
Yeah.
and complain about life. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very interesting thing, especially when you feel like there's no hope anymore. You're stuck wherever you are. But at the same time, when you
True.
think about it, you are actually expressing yourself through something else that you love, and
Yeah.
something that even and it's quite ironic as well because you weren't able to finish your course to get your license. But at the same time,
Yeah.
this music thing will also take you all over the world. Even though there's places that you haven't been
Yeah,
physically, but your music or
exactly.
your voice already is out somewhere
You
else in
understand.
the world. Yeah, which is quite an amazing thing. So while we are there, with your voice being outside of the continent where you're working with international musicians, what was the first feature where when you got that? I don't know whether it was a call or an email, or a text that's this person wants to work with you. Which one was that? I know that feature that, or rather, yeah, that feature that just made you lose your mind, that blew your mind.
Crazy story. It was Doc Gomez.
Yeah,
He wanted to mix a song that I thought was going to waste because I did it for another producer who I thought was going to give me my big break. But
yeah,
then slept on the song. I had to give it to someone else, for fun because I love music. Okay,
yeah,
I know that nothing is happening yet, but I'm excited about music. I'm not receiving money yet, but the music is exciting me. So I gave it to another producer who's very good, also from Pumalang. His name is Future.
yeah,
And he's good. He's so good. He took those vocals and then he put his beat on it. It sounded great. We decided we're gonna release it. And then I don't know what happened. There's this guy who runs an underground chart who put the song there. He had the song, put the song there, and it gave the song an opportunity to be heard by Doug Gomez. So Doug
mm,
Gomez is an Afro house producer based in New York.
yeah,
So he's big in track sorts. He's been number one for a number of times, you know,
yeah,
on track sorts, best Afro house producer. So now when he reaches out to me, in as much as I love house music and I listen to it, there's big people that I don't know because they're at a being famous. Their focus is just being on this digital stores, making money, producing, making money, making sure they're
yeah,
securing the spots, being big. So their names we might not know their names,
yeah,
but the digital stores definitely know their names and respect them so much. Reaches out to me. I'm like, okay. this guy wants to work, but I'm not sure who this guy is. I'm telling this to another producer friend of mine, and he freaks out. I was like, are you kidding me? I went to work. Nuzu, do you know who this guy? This guy is Tswana, this guy I'm talking about. So now he's trying to speak Siswati and Tswana, and I'm like laughing and, and excited at the time. Like, do you know who this guy is? It's Doug Gomez. And now I'm trying to Google the check on track source. You see that he's number one and you see who follows. Black Coffee, who else follows? You get it. That's when you know, oh,
okay. This is serious, yeah.
It's big. This is serious. So I gave him runarounds. I wasn't sure. I don't trust easily. And then he stopped trying to reach out for a period of time. And then I just kept quiet myself. And then after a period of time of keeping quiet, he comes again and was like, I guess you don't want to work. It's fine. That literally happened.
Yeah, but now how is this communication going on, and how was he able to find you?
Online, on Instagram, on Facebook. These guys are there. They're everywhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Chats. He tags the musicians, the artists who are singing the song or who produced the song. So he reaches out to me on Facebook. I still remember very well. He reaches out to me, and then I eventually gave him the vocals. And guess what? The song dropped on Friday. Hours later, the song was already number one on Afro House Top 100, and I think that was my big break. That's where a lot of people started noticing this Nuzu Deep outside South Africa, and a lot of people were interested in working. And that's when I felt like, okay, we are getting somewhere. We're definitely getting something.
And when you hear Black Coffee playing a song with your vocals, how does that make you feel? Because I know a lot of people will actually go crazy. I don't think with some people actually, I don't think we'll be able to reach them at this point. But we're able to talk to you. How does it feel when you hear Black Coffee on the decks and you hear your voice coming out of those speakers?
Okay, so the first time he played my song, I didn't know that he did. I only knew about it later, right?
Yeah.
And I was excited even though it was like too late. I was like, okay, this is Black Coffee. This is Black Coffee.
The Black Coffee. Yeah.
This is the Black Coffee. This is the person who has worked with a vocalist that made me say, I want to do this. I think I can do this also.
Yeah.
I love it, which is Boosie. You remember Boosie, Superman?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I love her. I feel like house music she killed. She killed. Yeah. So she's one of those people whose music I listen to, and I was like, I think I can also do this. I think I also want to do this. So now this very same person is now supporting my music. That's big. I freaked out. But the crazy moment of him playing my music was, I think it was last year, if I'm not mistaken, or the year before last. He was doing a tour in America, Mexico, like different places. It was like a tour. And it felt like every time he was playing on that tour, he would include a song I did called Anymore. Now that was crazy.
Yeah. No, you see, and that's the thing now, again, you not being able to get your pilot's licenses yet. But now Black Coffee is carrying you everywhere. It's carrying you all over the world.
You see, I was so jealous of my boy. I was like, dude, you get to be everywhere, and I'm stuck here. Yeah. That is not fair. That was supposed to be me.
Yeah. So I would imagine that if one day you were at a concert and Black Coffee is there, you'll be ready to actually jump on stage in case he plays one of your songs and you just perform the song live while he's playing on the decks.
Wow. Actually, you know what happened? I went to his birthday party celebration a couple of days ago, I think a week ago.
Yeah.
I saw him play. So remember, there's me as a vocalist and there's me as a music lover, house music lover. So I saw him play for the first time. It doesn't even matter whose song he was playing. The fact that he was there playing and I got to see him play. And I feel like, honestly, I feel like he's a big deal. He is a big deal.
He is.
I mean, he's a Grammy Award winner. So he's a big deal. I'd freak out if I was there and he's playing my song. I'm an introvert, so I'd be lying if I said I'd jump to the stage.
Yeah.
No one's looking at me. I would not do that, but I'd still freak out. I'd still freak out. I'd be like, "What? Are you kidding me? That's crazy."
Yeah, but did you get an opportunity to go to him last week when you saw him play and introduce yourself?
No, it was too crowded. The guards, to be honest, I'd be lying. That's I don't know, man. Maybe if it was like a different a different space where I had no choice but to really go to him and say hi. That would be so like I'd be so weird. I don't know how to I don't know how I'd be able to control that.
Yeah.
I'll be glad when it's over. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about features as well. I understand that you've got something coming up with Dineo Ranaka very soon. But which feature for you has been okay? First, let's talk about features that you've done already. Which feature for you has been the most exciting? And then with all the projects that are coming out soon, which feature so far would you say that you are most excited about?
Okay. So there's this one feature that I did with Doug. It's called I don't know if it's Doug because sometimes the nickname is Dakino, so I don't know if it's just Doug. But yeah, it's fine. I'd say it's called Siyapambili. Siyapambili.
Okay.
Man, most of the songs when I write them, they kind of like they're personal.
Yeah.
And when I started music, not a lot of people actually, like a few people that are very important. So that's why I feel like maybe it was like a lot of people that were very important, and I felt like their support with me. Not because they didn't want me to or they're jealous, it's because they were concerned. They don't know much about the music industry and they've only had bad news about the music industry. You get that? So they had a lot of things. So there was a point where it made me so mad because why are you not saying what I'm trying to do? So I'd communicate with them through music. And that song was me saying, regardless of what you're saying, we're going forward.
Yeah.
Because forward is go. So Siyapambili is my favorite song. And also that guy, these guys, when they approach me, it's people I've been listening to when I started being a fan, a house music fan. And now when they reach out to me and say, let's work, I get really excited. And also I got to have that song remixed by The Lemon and Heb. That was crazy. That is crazy.
That is crazy.
I get really excited. So yeah. So and then the most important one, I'd say it's Imitandazo. Okay. Man, Imitandazo, I didn't expect Imitandazo to get so much attention because it's important. It's a very important song. I did it with an artist that's in Netherlands who that was his first single, by the way. That was his first single. Yeah. it did really amazing for a producer who never released anything to a vocalist who I felt was not yet really recognized. But the
Yeah.
song did amazing. It was charting. It was amazing. And a lot of people, even today, they still talk about that song. So that song is important to me.
Yeah.
As a woman, it's very important to me because it talks about, it's basically me asking God, why are you not answering our prayers? It was, I think when I did that song, it was around the time where when you turn on your TV, they're talking about how a woman got killed. When you turn on social media, they're talking about children missing. A lot of people, a lot of things were happening. So it was emotional for me, and I didn't think it would get that much attention because first of all, I'm questioning God. That's not somebody you question, and you know how religious people don't like that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting much, but I was willing to do it anyway because I felt it was important. Because why are you not hearing us? This is happening, and when is it gonna stop?
So, yeah.
You get it. So it's very, that song is very important to me. That's
Yeah,
important.
I mean,
All my babies are important, but that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
very, very important. Yeah, because I actually, when you actually listen to that song, Imitandazo, you can actually hear the passion, and you can hear the frustration and the sadness in the questioning, in questioning God about why our prayers are not being answered. And I feel like, oh,
Answered, yeah.
yeah, everyone who is on a spiritual journey, uh, they do at some point start to question God about why. Because I'm looking for you. I'm looking to be in a place where I can properly praise you and properly live my life according to the way that you want me to live it. But now I'm going through all these things. I'm seeing all these things. I'm experiencing all these things, and it seems like you are not there. So I feel like at some point we all get to question God. But the beautiful thing is at some points he also answers as well as to why things are the way, as to why things are the way that they are. Anyway, because we are actually almost out of time, but with your music, actually, I want to ask you this before we get to the albums and whatnot. Now, there's all these features that you're doing, and then there are other producers who remix some of the songs that you have made. In the house, in the world of house music, how does the royalties thing work, especially when other people start to remix your songs or do their own renditions of your songs?
Yeah. Okay, so when a producer approaches you, you get to, before there's even studio, before you even record, you get to talk about the agreement. What is the agreement? What do I want? What do they want?
Yeah, you bring out the split sheet, basically.
Yeah. To a certain movie, what am I gonna get?
Yeah.
It's all in writing. If it makes it to radio, what is it? What is my split? What is your split?
Yeah.
Digital stories, everything is in paper, so there's no confusion later. And you can always, people are lazy. They're just like, okay, it's fine. I didn't get it's just, I think sometimes it's a matter of, is it really worth the suing? Because sometimes you don't even make that much. Because, when you release music, a lot of people, decide they piracy. It's taking too much from us. So even if you want to sue, what are you going to get? You're going to spend more money suing than to get money that, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, everything is clear from the go, unless you think agreement thoroughly. And now the song works out, and then you later find out that you signed an agreement that was not favoring you anyway, in any way. So now that's a problem. So being ignorant, if you are a musician and you're just excited about being famous and you rush into things, and now a big person is approaching you and you don't want to ask the important questions, it backfires. I've been getting so mad on social media seeing this other big artist, crying, yeah, I didn't get this much. And I'm like, why did you sign something you don't understand?
Yeah.
This is why school is important. Because now you know that you don't just sign anything you do not understand.
Yeah. I mean, like, as important as school is, I agree that it's important to actually have that kind of mind, because school does help. Learning does help, but even the educated ones in music, because the world of music, the music industry works in a very, very different way from
True.
other contracts and whatnot. So it even gets them sometimes. It gets some people who are educated. So I feel like it's more, but then, yeah, because I understand saying school is important is also a way of saying that it's important to actually understand this industry, understand how things work in this world that you are in. So yeah, I get it, and it also frustrates me as well. Especially, I forgot who it was who was talking about. He was working with Buma Poris and whatnot. He says he didn't get a single cent of royalties from that, and
like that.
Yeah, and I actually think about Gutsi, what were you doing this entire time? I mean, you understand that in music, you get most of your money through royalties, besides the performances. But through royalties, that's where you actually get your money. But anyway, Nuzu, I want to know, because I went through your entire discography and I did not see an album. Should we expect an album anytime soon from you?
Oh, sooner than you expect, actually. So what happened is I have this project I'm excited about. It's called I Am One with the Universe.
Yeah.
So I'm very passionate about it. Those vocals, they mean a lot to me. So there's been people who've been wanting to work with me for a very long time, and I haven't been able to work with them for different reasons. Could be money, could be like a lot of things. It just didn't work out, and it's a lot of them. So I decided, let me go to studio. Actually, I had a project with this other guy from Canada, right?
Yeah.
He gave me the beat. I love the beat. Like it triggered some things. So I got to record the song I Am One with the Universe. Normally what I do is I go to studio, record for a producer, send it back to them for them to decide if this is it, we're going with it, or we should try another idea, right?
Yeah.
So I went to the studio, I got to record that project, I'm One with the Universe. And then I sent it back to him. They said they reacted in a very okayish way.
Yeah.
Which was like, are you kidding? I love this. I keep for myself, and I'm gonna do another project for them.
Okay.
And that the next morning, I was listening to the song, and it kept talking to me, and luckily my producer had an acapella ready for me, and I did a snippet and I posted it on my Instagram, and I was like, okay guys, for those who've been wanting to work with me, here are my vocals. Send me an email. I'm gonna send them to you. Do something, right? Yeah. And then I'm gonna have my top picks. I'm gonna release officially. So that's gonna be my first album.
Okay.
I could not believe the response all over the world. I'm talking Bermuda. I'm talking Canada. I'm talking Netherlands. I'm talking like different parts of the world. People who've been wanting to work with me and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it.
Yeah. You know what I love about house music? Now that you actually mention it, because you mentioned countries like Bermuda and all of that.
Yeah.
What I love about house music, it's almost like restaurants, like some of the best restaurants that you'll find are the ones that that are not really out there. It's like in some strange places, some hidden in strange places. And it's similar with house music, because some of the best producers in the world are from places that you'd never really think about.
Yeah. Also, the people who you don't even know about,
Yeah.
I actually are doing greater than people you know, hey?
No,
So
but
don't
yeah.
underestimate undergrounds, because what I had a guy from Swaziland I didn't know about remixing the song, and I was like, excuse me, who are you? How come I don't know about you? And you're gonna get to listen to the album. I'm gonna send it to you when it's ready, because we're still working on it. It might drop
Yes,
next
please.
month. Is
Yeah.
there's people I didn't even know about, and I'm like questioning my whole music career, because how do I not know about these people, because they're so good.
Yeah.
They're
You know,
unbelievably great.
yeah, like it's really interesting, and that's also why, because it's something that I'm still not able to wrap my head around, especially when it comes to like royalties and stuff like that, because you'll
Yeah.
find like 100 different versions of the same
Yeah.
song. So
Yeah.
how do the royalties then work out in that instance? So I think I'll maybe one day be able to find peace in knowing that I'll never fully understand how the royalties will work out in instances like that. But yeah, anyway, I also want to,
Okay. So
yeah.
with the royalty stuff, and especially house music, you know that some guys actually do the remixes and just release it for fun. They don't normally get anything out of it. They just release for
Oh, okay.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they can't officially release, because they can even be sued for that, because they don't have ownership. So normally they just include, I don't own these vocals
Was yeah.
on their remixes. So the ones that get officially released, you're gonna get something.
Oh,
You're
okay.
definitely gonna get something. And then if they decide to use my vocals without my permission, and they release it and they make money, it's all coming back to me. Because I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
I didn't give you my vocals. But you can't have that producers wanting to work with your vocals. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I was telling these guys, you know what? I was gonna be working with all of you if I was just gonna do it for free. We did not need money to live, because now this is how I also make a living. So
Yeah.
I can't just, you get it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no. Okay, no, now I think I understand it a whole lot better. And this is
yeah,
a question that I actually forgot to ask you a bit later on, and it's good that we're still here together. Okay, here's
okay,
Z. Z is joining us just now. Let's see.
okay,
Oh yeah, there she is. I think we should maybe wait a little bit to for her to join in the
okay,
audio. I think she's there. Hey Z,
okay.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
we are
Hi
awesome.
Z.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm sorry, but this evening a lot is going on.
Nah, man, it's all good. It's a public holiday, so I can understand.
Guys doing?
Good. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Load shedding
It's the
side.
country. It's the country you live in.
Man,
Yeah.
let's go. You wanna come with?
Yeah. So as I was asking, while Z was joining in, as I want to know, who are you? Who would you love to work with, like with your whole heart, when you write down your list of people that you desperately want to work with? Who makes it on that list?
Man, okay, so in as much as I am into house music, there's different genres in house. There's
Yeah.
there's travel, which is one of my favorite genre, tribal house music, and there's deep house, and then there's progressive. I love progressive. So the people
Yeah.
I really want to work with is people who are really great on that genre. And I'm talking about Rampa. I want to work with that guy. If he says this, I don't know, you know,
Hopefully it
I
does.
want to
Yeah.
work with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to work with him. I want to work with him. I would love to. He does the kind of music that when I listen to, my world is all right. That's
Yeah.
my music. That's deep. It's deeper than I can ever, express. So I
Yeah.
would love to work with him. And then David Guetta. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that surname right, but it's something David. I don't know if
Oh,
it's
I think it's
Greta or
Greta.
Tueta.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's
Greta,
Oh,
Greta.
yeah.
Greta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the people I want to work with. Calvin Harris. They do electro house, so
Yeah.
I kind of like those kind of music. But most of the most important genre, it's progressive house for me because that's my comfort zone. That's the music I really love, and I feel it will take me some time to actually get to a point where I say I think I'm ready to do a hit progressive house song because it's Afro house. I do Afro house a lot. I get
Mhm.
asked to do Afro house a lot and Afro tech, but progressive it's few people. But when I do a progressive house, it's something I when I go to studio and record on a progressive house beat, I
Yeah.
don't sleep. I go to studio, I record, I come back, I'm gonna listen to it the whole night. Morning, I'm gonna be listening to it because that's the sound I feel really connected to. And that's why, working with Rampa would actually be amazing. That anything I say I've made it.
Yeah.
because because that's the guy. That's the guy, man. He's great. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Z, I don't know, is there anything that you would love to ask?
Yeah, just one. I don't know if you guys have touched on this already, but the collaboration with Rev Swafuli. This is that. How did that come about? Because
Yeah.
I genuinely enjoy that song. I enjoy Revs like as an artist, and now with
Okay.
you also in the mix, I really like out of the songs that I've listened to that Manelisa put me on, that one is like one of
Yeah.
my favorites. How did that come about?
Thank
The
you.
collaboration, the
Yeah.
song, everything.
Okay, this is this is that. Oh man. First, when Rap sent me that bit, I was vibing with it, and I had never recorded on something like that.
Mm.
So now I had to find a different approach for it. And luckily enough, I was going through my own things. So it was like, okay, girl, express yourself. Let this person know that they're doing you wrong. And this
Yeah,
is that was born. I love it too. I listen to it sometimes and I'm like, why were you why were you feeling like this? Like it's crazy. I love that song too. And thank you so much, Z. So I love that song. And also I'm into guitars, acoustic,
mm.
and you when you listen to that song you can get some of that. So
Yeah,
it it didn't even take me more than 15 minutes to record that song. So yeah, I was really going
really.
through some stuff. Hey.
Now that you think
Yeah.
of the part, you're like, man, don't go.
Yo, it was bad. Mm-mm. It was bad. But yeah, I guess the pain gets to make us money, so I'm okay with that.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nuzu, let's look at the next 5 years. Well, when you think about your music, you think about your career, you think about your life. The next 5 years, where do you see yourself?
Man, in 5 years' time, I hope I have 3 badges. I have 3 stripes.
Yeah,
Mm.
That means
I
I'm a
hope so
pilot, I'm a
too.
captain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your first
if
love.
possible, and if possible, I have 4 of them because I'm a captain. I can now fly anywhere in the world.
Mm.
Yeah.
When it comes to music, I hope I'm still there because this industry
Yeah,
is cruel. And I hope in 5 years I'm still able to say, man, I still love doing this. And I still want to do it more years to come. That's what I want from music. I'm not gonna say money. I'm not gonna say I just want the peace. If
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm in 5 years' time, I'm still excited like I am right now,
Mhm.
that would really mean a lot. That would be amazing.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
key, eh? That's key. I like how you just
Yeah.
said that. If in 5 years' time I'm still as happy about it as I am right now, that's actually key because
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people lose themselves in the midst of trying to make it
Yeah.
and losing
Yeah.
their love for the music and the artistry behind everything. So that's such an important thing to note.
It is. It is. I mean, a lot of people do this for the wrong reason. That's why I was upset because when we were talking about the royalty stuff and people saying they're not getting paid. I'm like, okay, but you are able to use so much money on the marketing side of, being an artist and, getting all this expensive stuff, but you can't spend 5K on a good lawyer to explain certain things about,
The contract.
the contracts, but you're willing to spend all that money on this other unimportant stuff. You get to, it made me really upset. And I'm like, okay, maybe the reason people are so unhappy in the music industry is because they're focusing on the wrong things, or they're doing it for all the wrong reasons. Because now, if you love this, you would want to protect this with all that you've got. It's not an option. You can't compromise that part. If I work with a producer and they're giving me vibes like negative vibes, I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's a producer I've been wanting to work with, because I've had to clash with people I've been wanting to work with for the sake of my pace. Because what's the point of me being, in everybody's mouth, but when I'm home, I'm crying about the music industry. But at the same time, I'm entertaining the negative people who try to make me hate to be blamed as artists. Because why are we not taking care of ourselves, our mental health? Why are we willing to compromise all this? And for what is not even for the music, to be honest, I feel it's for the fame, it's for the money, it's for what
Most
people
of the time,
are gonna say. So
that's such an important point you touched on, us, because I've seen how at the beginning of a partnership or a relationship between an artist and a recording company, it's all roses, it's like a bed of roses. Then towards the end, or when they leave, or when they're on bad terms, then they start speaking about how it wasn't nice from the beginning. Then now you start asking yourself, then what made you go into it? Was the promises? What was it?
For that long, people will tell you. There was this in Dabayasa Dubai was telling us that and you continue to stay. Why? You let
and
it.
I feel like those are the things that make people fall out of love with the music. Because even with him, if you think back, with how he didn't care towards the end, he was like, I don't care anymore. They can sue me. I'm not doing this anymore. And you could say he was speaking from a point of pain.
Yeah.
So now you think back, like, was it not like this at the beginning, or were you not introduced to the side of it, or was it just empty promises, and now that you're dealing with them, what's going on?
I think I touched on this earlier. When you start, there's this thing that it might not even, get this far. So you get to sign and you're excited about the little money. And now you do really well. And now you're still with that money, but you're doing really well.
Yeah, so that's tricky.
You see, it's okay to get excited, but when you try to think long term. Don't think here. Don't think here, because now that's what makes people. Because now, if you are growing, you shouldn't just grow, with fame. It should grow. Your pockets should grow with you.
Sure.
So now, if you're going to sign a contract that's going to keep you in one place, even after you have grown so much, that's ridiculous. Why would you agree to something so ridiculous? It doesn't make sense.
Like, you're touching on a point that Miley and I like touching on. I feel like a lot of artists aren't interested in the business side of the music.
Yes.
And my thing also, it's fine if you're not interested in it, in a sense that you don't want to be there being the one who reads the contract and does everything, but get someone who will do it for you,
Exactly. Yeah. Get someone then. Google. We have Google, guys. Google what some words mean. Because sometimes maybe the English is too big, I understand. But you can always break it down. You can always break it down. Before you sign anything, make sure you understand. Don't get excited about the stuff that don't even matter. That's the thing. And be patient, because now the people are rushing to get to a point in life where they look like they have made it, but they have not. So now they get be patient. Be patient with yourself. Don't allow outside noise to rush you into making decisions that will later only affect you. Be patient and just know that, because some people would say, I was in this record label actually stalling. Because now when you're doing things on your own, it's important to have a team, right? But
Yes.
before you have a team, learn yourself first how you want things to go. So that when you finally have a team, they go on your own pace. They follow your own pattern, not one they come with, because if they ever decide to leave, they're gonna live with their pattern. You're gonna start from zero. So it wouldn't make sense. Be patient, be willing to put in a lot of work in realizing what kind of an artist you want to be. What kind of a route do you want to take? Do you want to take the commercial one? Do you want to stay underground but still make money? What is it that you want to do? And if you decide to go a certain approach, when you get a team, make sure that they follow your ways. They don't come introducing They don't change anything, so that you have it in control. Even if you can relax and say, okay, do your job, you are not clueless, because most of the time the managers didn't know better than, you remember Makati, what was happening with her, with her manager saying she was, taking a lot of money. I'm like, how were you not noticing that? You didn't care about that. You just cared about entertaining. It's important to be passionate about your craft, but at the same time care about the other stuff too that matters. Because if you don't, you're gonna go back to square one, and it won't be nice. You're just gonna, if you're not that brave, if you're not that strong, you're gonna be like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. It's fine, which is not a good thing. Yeah.
Guys, that was so beautiful, and it's a mouthful. And I know that there's actually artists, hopefully, or at least artists who are trying to make it, who are going to hear all of that, especially all of that was coming from you, Nuzu, and they actually take it in. They keep it in their heads. Whenever they start working with new people, or even their current people, whenever next time they're going to studio. They should know what to expect and what to look for. From my side, I'm actually done. I don't have anything else. I don't know if you have anything else, Z.
Quick one. I just like putting people on the spot. You have quite a few remixes of Illusion remix, right? Which one is your favorite?
Okay.
If you were to pick it from the top of your head.
Oh man, I love the original. The original, because not that they didn't do a great job, but because okay, so let me tell you about my working process, right? When I'm given a beat and I go to studio and I'm gonna sing, right? So when I express myself through a beat, I make sure that my singing and the projects, the instrumental, they're in sync. They're together like this. Most of the time, producers and vocalists, they have this problem of, wanting to outshine the beats, and the beats maybe outshining the vocalist. And then, so now the original has the emotions intact. Very important for my projects to have emotions.
Yeah.
So that's why the original is my favorite. I love it. Maybe second favorite, I'd say it's the Sam Marcus remix. It's vibey, it's groovy.
It is. Yeah.
I'm always ready for your vibe. I'd say that, yeah.
Amazing. I just like how you said you just let the beat speak to you and you work at that. That's amazing.
I'm one with the universe, and I was blown away by how a lot of producers wanted to do a remix on my vocals. And I got to listen to some of the interpretation of I'm One with the Universe, because most of the time they give me the beat and I go to studio. This time around, I flipped things around and I gave them my vocals and like interpreted. And there's some who were like, okay, I'm going to show you who I am. And I get to listen to the remixes and I'm like, it's like, this is the beat I recorded on. And it's amazing. It's impressive. It's in sync. It's beautifully done. It's amazing. I love that. I love that. That's how I can describe a song. The vocals and beats in sync with emotions. That's a perfect song. Yeah.
The power of music.
The power of music.
And then that's all for me. Thank you very much.
All right. Nuzu, is there anything else that you would love to share?
Man, I get to do this amazing singing, releasing music. But it's kind of powerful from Mpumalanga. I know what I'm doing. And it's something amazing. And I don't know if it's my fault. I don't put myself out there as much as I would want, or I have the wrong crowd already, the outside Mpumalanga crowd. But it would really be amazing for people in Mpumalanga to see what is it I'm doing, and they get to listen to it, and they get to understand that you can also do it. It doesn't matter if you uphuma emgandusweni, uphuma egemu, it doesn't matter. You can do it. You can reach people. Don't think just around either your hood. Don't think just around Nelspruit. Don't think just around Mpumalanga. But in as much as I was able to reach a lot of people outside my province, I would really love my own province to be a huge part of what I'm doing. I'm not there yet, but I can see it getting somewhere, and it would really mean a lot if they can get to be part of this. I feel like it's amazing. I'm happy doing this, and it will. You know, when people ask me where are you from, I tell them I'm from Game. I'm proud of that, and I hope one day Game would see what is it I'm trying to do and want to actually be part of it. And I'm not even talking about let's give her money. No. I'm just saying know that there's Nuzu Deep and she's from Great. She's from Game. Are you a part of this? Are you supporting this? Are you proud of this? Because now what I'm saying is that we have kids around here. They must look at Nuzu and feel like, okay, if Nuzu from Game, Nuzu and can do this, what's gonna stop me?
Yeah.
So I think it will really mean a lot if Mpumalanga citizens can be a huge part of what I'm doing. So they get to, the world is wide, guys. It's not just here. So when you're making plans, make sure to include the world. Don't just think here in Mpumalanga at Game in Nelspruit. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, with last week's episode, Z and I were actually talking about this. We mentioned this, that for some musicians, there's musicians who do whatever they do. They do their music and it blows up in their area, then it spreads out to the entire country and then eventually to the rest of the world. And then there's people like yourself, actually, because we mentioned your name as well, whose music, whose voice, it actually blows up outside of where they're from. And then where you're from eventually catch up when you are a significant person in the music industry. So with you so far, from what we're seeing, I think that the latter is happening with you, where Mpumalanga and Mganduzweni is eventually going to realize who you are once you've actually blown up and you no longer, you're probably no longer even living in Mganduzweni anymore. That's when people are going to realize actually Nuzu Deep is from here. So it's not really in anyone's hands as far as we understand it. It's all in God's hands, and God will shape your career the way that He wants to shape it, and He'll take you wherever He wants to take you. So Mpumalanga will eventually recognize you. Maybe not be now, maybe 5 years from now, when you're actually working in studio in New York with Doug Gomez, and you're touring and Black Coffee calls you wherever it is in the world for you to rock up in the middle of the set to give your vocals live. But yeah, that's how we see it sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, we can, we can want things for ourselves, but then the universe says, "Now we want something else for you," and that's okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But anyway, that is all from us. Nuzu, thank you very much for sharing your time with us. We really
Yeah.
appreciate this, and I actually always say this with all our guests, that whoever we actually have on the podcast is someone that we truly believe in, with someone whose work we believe in, and we know that one day. You're going to be huge. You're going to be a huge superstar, and we're glad that we're able
I
to actually
receive.
share
I
this
receive.
time.
I receive.
Yeah,
I receive.
we're glad that we're actually able to share this time with you right now when you're at this point, and hopefully
Yeah.
it will make it easy for us to get in touch with you again one day when you have to go through 5 people to get to you. But yeah,
What?
thank you very much. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
guys. Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank you
much.
very.
This means a lot to me because it's a Mpumalanga thing. It's I once wrote something on Facebook and I was like, it's great when a lot of people from outside the country or outside say, "Nuzu, you were dope." But when a person from my hood says, "Nuzu, you were dope," it's different. It hit
Yeah.
different.
Yeah,
From Mpumalanga, from Nelspruit, when they say, "Nuzu, you were dope," we love what you're doing. It hit different. So when you guys wanted to do this with me, I was like, "Oh my gosh."
yeah, yeah. No,
Thank you, man. Thank you for your
yeah,
time. Thank you for the
yeah.
music. May you continue giving us great music.
Thank you so much,
Uh,
guys.
that is it from us, the Oracles, for this week. We'll be back again next week. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to share this episode and tell people that you saw a Nuzu Deep interview before she actually became properly global. But we'll be back again next week. Thank you very much for watching.